Imagine boarding a ship with hundreds of other passengers. The weather is calm. The voyage is routine. Everything seems normal. Then, without warning, the vessel disappears. No distress call, no wreckage, no survivors, not even a single piece of debris floating on the ocean's surface. Some of these ships carried entire crews. Others carried families, government officials, and military personnel. Yet despite massive search operations and decades of investigations, nobody knows exactly what happened to them. Today, we're counting down 5 of the most chilling ship disappearances in history. Cases so mysterious that even modern technology has failed to solve them. And trust me, the ship at number 1 may be the strangest ghost vessel ever recorded. Let's begin. Number 5. The SS Waratah. In July 1909, the British passenger steamship SS Waratah left Durban, South Africa, carrying 211 passengers and crew. The vessel was nearly 500 feet long and considered one of the pride ships of its era. On July 27, another vessel spotted the Waratah. The crews exchanged signals. Everything appeared normal. Then the Waratah sailed over the horizon and vanished forever. No distress call was received. No lifeboats were found. No wreckage washed ashore. Not even a single piece of debris was ever recovered. Search teams combed thousands of square miles of ocean. Nothing. Over the next century, multiple expeditions equipped with increasingly advanced technology attempted to locate the wreck. All failed. One treasure hunter reportedly spent over 2 decades and millions of dollars searching for the ship. He found numerous wrecks, just not the Waratah. The mystery deepened when a passenger named Claude Sawyer chose to leave the ship before its final voyage. He later claimed the vessel rolled dangerously in moderate seas and said he had recurring nightmares of the ship being swallowed by the ocean. Even stranger, another vessel reported seeing 2 massive flashes of light on the horizon around the time the Waratah disappeared. Those flashes have never been explained. To this day, the SS Waratah remains the largest passenger ship in history to vanish without leaving a single trace. Number 4. The USS Cyclops. March 1918. World War I was raging across the globe. The USS Cyclops, one of the largest ships in the US Navy, departed Barbados carrying over 300 men and thousands of tons of manganese ore. Its destination was Baltimore. It never arrived. No distress signal, no warning, no wreckage, nothing. The disappearance remains the largest non-combat loss of life in US naval history. Investigators discovered several troubling details. The ship was heavily overloaded. One of its engines wasn't functioning, and its captain had a dark secret. After the disappearance, authorities learned that Captain George Worley had been living under a false identity for years. Rumors quickly spread. Was he secretly working for Germany? Did he intentionally divert the vessel? No evidence ever confirmed those theories. Then the mystery grew even stranger. Years later, 2 sister ships built from the same design also vanished without a trace in the Atlantic. Engineers later identified a structural weakness that could have caused catastrophic failure. But without the wreck, nobody can know for certain. 3 ships, same design, same ocean, same fate, complete silence. Quick break. Before we reveal the top 3, if you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries, lost civilizations, and real-life disappearances, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Most people have never heard these stories, and some of the mysteries coming up are far stranger than anything Hollywood has ever written. Now let's continue. Number 3. The MV Joita. In 1955, the MV Joita departed Samoa on what should have been a simple 2-day voyage. 25 people were aboard. Weeks passed. The ship never arrived. An enormous search operation covered more than 100,000 square miles of ocean. Nothing was found. Then, 5 weeks later, a merchant vessel spotted something drifting far off course. It was the Joita. The ship was still afloat, but everyone aboard had vanished. The vessel appeared abandoned in a hurry. Its radio was set to the international distress frequency. Bloody bandages were discovered on deck. The ship's logbook was missing, and several tons of cargo had disappeared. Yet the most disturbing detail was this. The Joita was considered virtually unsinkable. Its captain knew that, if the ship was taking on water, remaining aboard would have been the safest option. Yet every single person chose to leave. None were ever seen again. What could possibly have terrified them enough to abandon a ship that was still capable of floating? No one knows. Number 2. The Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste is perhaps the most famous ghost ship ever discovered. In December 1872, another vessel spotted the ship drifting alone in the Atlantic Ocean. When a boarding party climbed aboard, they expected disaster. Instead, they found something far stranger. The ship was perfectly seaworthy. Food and water supplies remained untouched. Cargo was still on board. Personal belongings were exactly where they should have been. Yet every single person was gone. The captain, his wife, his young daughter, 7 crew members, all vanished. The ship's lifeboat was missing. The navigation equipment was gone. But there were no signs of violence. No evidence of piracy. No indication of mutiny. Just an abandoned ship drifting across the Atlantic. More than 150 years later, nobody knows exactly why the crew left, or what happened after they did. The mystery remains one of the greatest maritime puzzles ever recorded. Number 1. The SS Baychimo. Most ghost ships disappear. The Baychimo refused to. In 1931, the cargo steamer became trapped in Arctic ice near Alaska. After weeks of waiting, most of the crew was evacuated. Then a violent blizzard swept through the region. When the storm ended, the ship was gone. Everyone assumed it had sunk. But days later, it was spotted drifting through open water. Still intact, still empty. The company abandoned the vessel. That should have been the end of the story. It wasn't. For nearly 4 decades, people continued reporting sightings. Hunters, fishermen, pilots, scientists, whalers. Again and again, the Baychimo appeared in different parts of the Arctic. Always abandoned, always drifting, always alone. Incredible attempts were made to salvage her. Every effort failed. The ship seemed determined to wander the frozen wilderness forever. The last confirmed sighting occurred in 1969. Then, just like that, she disappeared. Once again. Today, nobody knows whether the Baychimo finally sank beneath the Arctic ice or continues drifting somewhere in the frozen darkness. An unmanned ship roaming the Arctic for nearly a century. Waiting to be found. Or perhaps, never wanting to be found at all. The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet, yet much of it remains unexplored. And somewhere beneath those vast waters may lie the answers to these incredible mysteries. Which of these disappearances do you think is the most unsettling? Let us know in the comments below.